How y'all doing? All right, so this is the second week, but I'm gonna tell y'all it's not really the second week because I kind of went off the bandwagon. But this is cool, and I need to note this. Okay, are y'all ready for this? Every time I get off the bandwagon is when drumroll please, I get on the freaking scale. That's not good. Cause it's like I'm feeling good. I already know that I'm tightening up and I'm just feeling healthy and I'm feeling satisfied and just like life is good and everything's flowing. Bam! I get on the freaking scale. It's a done deal. Like I get discouraged and then I just kind of go back into this pattern. And here's the thing. I'm in the raw food for the right reasons. I want to be healthy. I want to heal from the damage that I have caused with the bulimia. And I just noticed, okay, so here's the wonderful things that I've noticed in the changes. I just noticed that I'm a lot more clear-minded. Things like life is like flowing. So anytime that life is flowing, it means you're on the right track. That is part of my purpose in life. Like, man, it's just, this is really sad, but people are getting cancer left and right. I mean, I'm starting to look around and there's so many people that are, coming forth and just talking about, how they're having to go to chemo, for their cancer. And it's becoming a lot more of a common thing nowadays. I freaking love people. And my hugest passion is for me to be on my path and take care of my health with my bulimia and heal from that and be able to encourage people to just, oh man, I'm so passionate about this. Listen, cancer is curable. It has to do with the diet. I know people personally that have overcome cancer by, this is what they have done. I'm going to tell y'all, okay? It's simple, but of course it's just hard to take because of the simplicity of it. It's just like, I understand where someone is coming from, not wholeheartedly because I haven't had cancer. I did have there was a time I had a scare that I thought I did have cancer. But when I actually, oh man, there was a time that I thought I had it without question. Okay. And that was where my mind was at. And I remember that feeling, that intense feeling of, helplessness and just thinking like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go through this. So I remember the feeling that I had. And I understand if someone needs to take chemo. And you know what? I'm not against, that's a sensitive subject. I'm not preaching to people. Like if someone comes across my video and they have, cancer, I'm not saying don't do chemo. That's not my place. But what I'm going to tell y'all, I have seen personally people that have overcome cancer. This is what they've done. They have alkalized their water, make sure it's clean, and a lot of them drink from have a machine called the Kangen water, which makes the water alkaline. They've had a lot of greens. They've had to completely go on raw food. And they had to eat fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, soak it, soak the nuts and seeds. A lot of times even some people that have had it had to do a juice feast where they just just juicing, because it's a lot easier in the body. It gives the body time to heal, so that it's not digesting anything. Because the thing is, the more that the body has to digest, it's not going to heal what it needs to heal as quickly. So that's it. Clean air. Well, I know, it's kind of hard to get clean air in the city, but that's it. So, simple as that. Water, clean water, alkaline, from a Kangen water machine, or spring water, greens, and juice feasting. That's it. I mean, there's so many different ways to cure it. I'm not saying that it's going to be always 100%, because maybe someone won't heal from doing that. But I've heard of 2 personal stories of people that have overcome it. But then, like, you know, when they get back into the cooked food, then it returns. So, it's powerful. It is so powerful. So, this raw food is not just about, for me, in the journey of losing weight. This is because if I'm doing my part and I'm taking care of my health, then the doors are going to open, and I'm going to, you know, be able to encourage other people that are going through something really serious. You know, just inspire people. I'm telling you, it's just like I see the doors opening right now in my life, you know, making that simple decision. And, you know, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's like I feel more connected. I feel more intuitive. I feel clear-minded. And it's just like I feel more, it's just like life becomes easier. I'm more calm. Although, you know, I don't know. Sometimes when I'm like, it depends. There are some times like when I've tried raw for a while, then I start getting a little irritable. But that's just because I don't have food as a crutch anymore. And I have to like face my emotions. And then that becomes like, oh, you know, I got to actually face my emotions. I got to look at things, you know, and see it as it truly is. And, you know, people in society, we're used to, you know, pushing emotions down and not really facing things. You know, if someone asks you, how are you doing? You don't tell them, hey, like, I'm feeling like crap today. You know, I'm upset because of this or that. Because, you know, sometimes people, they might deem that as, like, negative. Okay. I don't even know. That's a whole other subject. But either way, so tomorrow I'm getting back on it. This is so important for me. So I think I'm just going to make everyday blogs. And I'll see what happens. Like, you know, there's this, I'm going to tell you all the YouTube channels that I really pay attention to. Dan the Man, The Life Regenerator. He has like, I don't even know how many videos. He's been doing this since like 2009 for sure. Even before that. It was so freaking awesome because I remember watching his videos like, you know, way back in the day where he had to like hook up to an RV to like his juicer, and he was like, I mean, he was roughing it, man. But it was pretty awesome though. He was like very inspiring. He still is inspiring, if not even more inspiring, you know, because he's like even more on the path to health, and it's just like amazing because it's just like he's not quitting. And then Lou Corona, which actually works with Dan the Man, and then there's Tavis. So these people have been in the raw food the longest because they know what they're doing. You know, it's not like they've known perfectly, but over the years they've learned, you know, certain key things to be able to stick to it for like a very long time. So anyway, y'all should check it out. Lou Corona, Dan the Man, The Life Regenerator, and Tavis. They all have their specific, you know, things that really benefit. For example, The Life Regenerator, he's very just simple, clean, and you know, like in the very beginning, especially like if you have like something really something huge that you're working on, like, you know, if you have a tumor or cancer or something like really serious, Dan the Man, he has like a whole bunch of recipes that will get you started. And then Lou Corona, he really does have things that are like have you sustain like for like the rest of your life. You could be on raw food for the rest of your life. You're not going to be B12 deficient. But here's the thing though. There's something really important that Lou Corona brings. The information that he brings is about the enzymes and the probiotics. The reason why that's really important, you need to make sure you're getting that because of the fact, you know, the soil is very depleted here in the U.S. because they're always re-farming, I don't know, what's the word? Turning the soil too soon. So the soil doesn't have enough time to get the minerals and the nutrients that it needs. And so then when you're having the fruits and vegetables and the soil is not as mineral rich or anything like that, yes, you're getting organic fruits and vegetables, but at the same time, you're still missing some things. And so that's what happens a lot of time with people in the raw food. You know, they're doing good in the very beginning because they're like cleansing out, but then there comes a time where they have to adjust their diet, and they need to get some more probiotics and enzymes, make sure that their food is digesting good. And so yeah, and Lou Corona, I mean, I don't know how old he is. I think he's in his 50s, and he doesn't have like one gray hair. He looks young. He can like hold his whole body on his 2 fingers, just 2 fingers, and it's just like freaking amazing. You gotta see it. But yeah, and it's just like, also the thing that I really love about them as well is that they're not the judgmental kind, which a lot of times people in the raw food, they have like this, I don't know what the hell is going on with these people, some of these people, but they become really, they think they're better than other people, and they're very scary, and opposed to how other people's lifestyles or the way they're eating. They feel like it's their obligation to, try to make somebody feel guilty about how they're eating, which I don't believe that. Like, I feel like love is the only answer. And the only way that you're going to ever create any kind of change, okay, is you got to just do you. You are on your path. And you know what? I'm learning this too, because there's times in my life where I thought that, based on my religious background, that it was up to me, or I had like some, spiritual duty, to like help somebody and to help somebody see the way, which is not good and it's not healthy. And, but I learn now, people are just on their path. I mean, there's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do to have people. The only thing you can do in this world is just be you. That's the freaking most powerful thing you could ever do in this world. It doesn't matter what speech you have, that you could tell the world. People, what they see is they're just going to see what you're doing in your life and the results. And, if you look happy and it looks like life is working out for you, then they're going to be inspired, and then they're going to want to maybe try the same thing. So that's what my channel is about. I'm just doing me. I am expressing, the things that I have seen. And I have seen, people that have overcome something that, a lot of people in society don't think that people can overcome, without going to, traditional doctor and, getting chemo and everything like that. So, but like I say, who am I to say that that's not going to work for somebody? Because you know what? It probably does. And that is very much needed for that person. If that is what that person needs, then that's what that person needs. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm tongue-tied, dude. I'll start making a lot more videos. Okay. Y'all take care. Bye.